Hello, Jang here with a Lego City themed little custom creation. Obviously a dump truck, kind of a medium heavy dump truck. I wanted to put 3 axles on it just for the proportions, but I didn't want to make it look too heavy. I didn't want to go with the larger wheels. I wanted to stick with these kind of standard sized modern city wheels and tires. This is kind of the standard scale for me and for the stuff that I put into my custom city. Certainly you can make these things look a lot better if you make them a lot bigger, but this is it for me. This is as big as I would allow for what I do proportion wise. So it worked out visually. I think works out pretty decently well. Not entirely happy with this area down under here. Also wish I could have gotten a little more texture into this, but lots of studs on the side and things that are kind of have strange construction or just unusual for me. Not really that weird, but yeah, it took me a while to figure out how to get things to fit together and still have all the elements, the specific elements that I wanted to get into this thing, including the bars on the side. And I also wanted to get a little bit of functionality, a little bit of realistic detail with the dumping action. So this back here, it's not able to go all the way with the realistic setup, but you can see there actually is a hydraulic ram simulated inside of there. It's pretty well centered. It's just off center, but it's in the right place, rather than going underneath, starting horizontal. So it's a little bit more realistic in that sense. So I'm glad I was able to get that in there, and then the tailgate's able to swing open. That's about as far as it'll go with the ram, just because this thing doesn't telescope a second time. The real ones have multiple cylinders inside of each other that are able to really go farther. But if you pull this out, if you pull the ram, actually, yeah, that's the limit right there. That's as far as it'll go. You just saw a little snap. You can pull this out farther, but then the rest of it will just kind of fall down. So that's truly the limit of it there. But it's got an actual cargo area. There's enough room in there. There's a 4 wide space, so you can definitely put a lot of blocks in there. I was able to hide the ram, the hydraulic style element back behind there pretty decently well. I think it looks realistic enough. Were I to do this again, I would probably make the insides of the bed area gray, just to show that all the paint had worn off and it's just down to steel under there. Usually you won't have any kind of finish in there because it all just gets rubbed off. Actually gets pretty polished and shiny on the insides of these things when they get used a lot. But I think I'll probably eventually set up some fake soil or gravel or some other kind of cargo that'll just be in there all the time for the sake of display in my city. So that's it for this one. Hope that you enjoyed having a little look at this little creation. Nothing too fancy or too special about it, but it just does the job. I needed a dump truck. Now I got one. That's it for this one. On to the next. Talk to you soon.